Hello everyone, myself Dr. Anindya Sundar Das. I am working as Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Swami Vivekananda Institute of Science and Technology, Dakshin Govindpur, Kolkata. This is lecture number 17. The topic is State Space Model or State Space Representation of the subject Control System and Instrumentation. The control system, okay, we can find out or we can construct a mathematical model of a control system either by using classical or frequency domain technique. Okay, now in that respect we already studied about the root locus technique. Okay, that is a, that is not a frequency domain analysis, but we can analyze if we know the transfer function of a system. We can analyze the system by plotting the root locus, okay, for a linear time invariant system. Okay, we can find out for a linear time invariant system, we can find out its transfer function, and if we know the transfer function we can plot the root locus and we can find out some important points about the stability of the system, then response of the system. Okay, and we can analyze a linear time invariant system in frequency domain also. In that case we have to study about Bode plot, okay, and polar plot and Nyquist plot, okay, and Nyquist plot. Okay. Now another way is there, we can construct the model of a control system, that is using time domain technique, that is called using state space model or state space representation, that is also known as modern control theory. Okay, now let me tell you about the advantage of classical or frequency domain technique. Using that we can convert any system, can be represented by a differential equation, and we can convert that into algebraic equation via transfer function, means applying the Laplace transform. Okay, now using that transfer function technique or the Laplace transform of output by input when initial condition equal to 0 for linear time invariant system, okay, we can rapidly provide the stability of the system and we can find out the transient response information. Okay, now what is the disadvantage? It is only applicable for linear time invariant systems or their closed approximation. Okay, now the limitation, LTI limitation, became a problem since 1960 when space applications become more important. Okay, that is why this modern control theory or state space model comes into consideration. Now, advantage of state space model or model control theory or time domain technique, it provides a unified method for modeling, analyzing and designing a wide range of systems using matrix algebra. Okay, so in modern control theory using state space model, we have to calculate everything using matrix algebra, and this can be applicable for nonlinear system, time invariant system, multivariable system. That means if we have many input, okay, and many output, that can be solved very easily using this state space model. Disadvantage is this is not as intuitive as classical method. Calculation required before physical interpretation is apparent. Okay, and calculation is little bit difficult because we have to use matrix algebra. Okay, now as an introduction, classical control theory methods such as root locus, okay, that already we have studied, and the Bode plot, Nyquist plot, that we have studied in the class up to date, are based on simple input output description of the plant, usually expressed as a transfer function. That means we only know about the transfer function of the system. Okay, output input, we know input and output and transfer function, then we can analyze the system. Okay, and it is all applicable for CISO type system, especially single input single output, or we can apply multiple input single output system also. Okay, but we cannot apply this method if we have multiple input multiple output system. Okay, now modern control theory solves many of these limitations by using a much richer description of the plant dynamics. The so-called state space description provides the dynamics as a set of coupled first order differential equations in a set of internal variables known as state variables, together with a set of algebraic equations to combine state variables into physical output variables. Okay, what is the meaning of that? Let me tell you that. Suppose we have a system, okay, and we have many input, many output, okay. Then what we can do, we can as take some internal state variable. We can assume some internal state variable depend on the parameter. Okay, suppose we have, for example, suppose we have R, L, okay, and C circuit. Okay, this is the system. Okay, then what we can have initial conditions of the system. That means we can have I 0 minus, that is the initial current of the inductor, or we can have VC 0 minus, that is the capacitor voltage at 0 minus. That means before the switching operation we can have initial conditions. Now this value I 0 minus we can assume as a variable x1, this one we can assume as a variable s2. Okay, so we have two state variable here. Okay, and we can consider the initial value and we can find out. So initial value is not equal to 0, that means it is a non-linear system. Okay, non-linear system, so that we can analyze using the state space model. Now state, what is the meaning of state? State of a dynamic system is the smallest set of variables x1 to xn, okay, such that knowledge of these variables at t equal to t0, that is known. Okay, t equal to t0, that is the initial value, together with the knowledge of the input for t greater than equal to t0, completely determines the behavior of the system for any time t to t0. Okay, if you know initial value, then you can calculate the value at t greater than t0 very easily. Okay, so this is applicable for non-linear system. If this is 0 for linear system, initial condition is 0, we can calculate any output at t equal to t0, t greater than t0. Okay, the number of state variables completely define the dynamics of the system is equal to the number of integrators involved in the system. Okay, that is the system order. Okay, so what is the order of the system? That many integrators should be there in your block diagram. Okay, and that many state variable must be there. Okay, assume that a multiple input multiple output system involves n integrator state variables in n number of integrators. So we have total x1 to xn number of state variables. Also assume that we have r number of input and p number of output. So r number of input, p number of output, n number of state variable. Then the equation we can write that x1 dot derivative of x1 variable, we can assume that we can make that x1 dot derivative of the x1 variable depend on the all the state variable multiplied by the coefficient plus linear combination of state variable and input. Okay, those are multiplied by some coefficient. Then x2 dot depends on all the state variable, linear combination of all the state variable and all the input. Like that way we can write n number of equations. Then we can find its, we can write that in matrix form, like dt of x1 x2 up to xn. So it will be x1 dot x2 dot x up to xn dot. So we can separate this xn to x1 to xn, and we can write all this coefficient, output, input u1 to ur and all the coefficient. So this equation we can write in a particular form like x dot equal to a into x plus b into u. This is your A matrix, this is your B matrix, and state variables are X matrix and this is your Y matrix input vector. This is your state variable vector. This is your input vector. Okay. And this is your A matrix that is called system matrix, and this is your input matrix B matrix. Now similarly you can write output equation. Output depends on state variable, okay, linear combination of state variable and depend on input, okay, with their coefficient value. So we have, if we have a m number of in output, then we can write that in matrix form y1 to yn, all the state variable, and these are the C matrix, okay, and this is input, and we can take the D matrix. So we can write that in a form y equal to cx plus du, okay. So output y depends on state variable and input, and derivative of state variable depend on state variable and input, okay. Now in this case we got two equation. One is state equation, output equation. State equation is x dot t equal to axt plus but. Output equation is yt equal to cxt plus dut. These two equations is called dynamic equations of a system. So x is a state variable vector or state vector. X dot is derivative of state vector. U is input vector. Okay. Y is output vector. A is called state matrix or system matrix because A value depends on those state variable. Okay. B is called input matrix. C is called output matrix. Okay. And D is called feedback matrix because output depend on input, so it is the feedback. Okay. Now we can go into next point, that is using these two model. Okay, the two equation that we got, we can draw its block diagram. So what we can get, that the main point is here, this one, integrator function. Okay, so if we have a integrator 1 by s, okay, or a integrator function, okay, then whatever the output of that block integrator output, if this is we assume as x1, then the input of that integrator should be x1 dot, that is nothing but dxn1 dt. Now dx1 by dt, if we pass through integrator, output becomes x1. So this is the logic that we are using. So output of integrator we have to assume as the state variable x1. Before that, that is the derivative of that state variable. Now we can have a summer here. So what we can write here, x1 dot, this is your x1 dot, that is equal to b into u plus a into x. Okay, we can have -1, that become plus. So this is the first equation, and output y, that is equal to c into xt. So this xt into c, okay, plus u into d, that is your y. So this is the from state space model equation to the state space, I mean to block diagram, how we can draw it. Now in state space model we have to consider the internal behavior of the system. We can consider that, okay, can easily incorporate in complicated output variable. If we have many output variable, many input variable, then we can analyze that system. It can represent multiple input multiple output systems and nonlinear system. Okay, so the basic dif difference between transfer function versus state space technique is, transfer function, the classical transfer function is a frequency domain approach, and state space time domain approach. Transfer function is unique for a system. State model is not unique. We can have different equation that I will show you why and how. Only input, output, and error signals are important. Okay, and physical variables and are physical variables and measurable. So only input, output, and error signals are important. Here, state variables need not represent physical or measurable variables. Okay. Design methods are trial and error methods and are approximate. System can be designed optimally using state space model. Can handle only linear time invariant system. State space model technique handles non-linear time varying system and MIMO system. Okay. So generally limited to single input, multiple input multiple output are difficult. It can handle state space technique, single input, single output, multiple output with equal case. Okay. Initial conditions are neglected, or we can have to make it equal to 0 for transfer function technique. Initial conditions we can consider that. Internal variables cannot be fed back. Internal variables. Here internal variables means state variables can be fed back. Okay. Now requires Laplace transform for continuous signal analysis. Okay. And Z transform for discrete. Now here in state space technique treats both similarly. Okay. Transfer function model can be handled by manual methods. Okay. In case of state space model or technique, computational is intensive, often used computers because of the matrix variable. Okay. Now advantages of state space techniques. These techniques can be used for linear, nonlinear, time varying, time invariant system, for all kind of system. It is easier to apply where Laplace transform cannot be applied. Okay. The nth order differential equation can be expressed as n number of equation of first order. This is one of the most important point. Okay, with star mark. It is basically a time domain method. It can be applied to multiple input, multiple output system. It gives idea about internal state of the system. Okay, on the basis of given performance index, this system or this technique can be designed using the system can be designed for an optimal condition. Okay, using the state space model. So these are the advantage and some definitions. State variable, already I told you, any variable that responds to an input or initial condition in a system, that is system variable. State variable is the smallest set of linearly independent system variables. Okay, that has some value at t equal to t0. Then we can find out the value t at t greater than t0. State vector, a vector whose elements are the state variables. State space, the n-dimensional space whose axes are the state variables. And state equations, a set of first order differential equations that we have to build, that is x dot equal to ax plus bu. Okay, this is the first order differential equation, x dot, that is dx by dt. Okay, so a set of first order differential equations with b variables and n variables to be solved are the state variables. Output equation, the algebraic equation that expresses the output variables of a system as linear combination of the state variables and the input, that is y equal to cx plus d into u. Okay, now let me go into this particular point, that how we can convert a linear nth order differential into n number of first order equation. Okay, so here we have, say, this parameter, that is y dot n. Okay, so nth order differential y, then a1 into y dot n minus 1, like that way, n minus 1 y dot plus a n y equal to u. Okay, so what we have to do, whatever the output, okay, last output y, okay, we have to assume y equal to x1. Okay, then what we can write, y dot equal to x2, so differentiation of y, that is equal to x2, like that way. If you go, then y of n minus 1 equal to xn. Okay, then xn dot, okay, that will be equal to what, y dot n, right? If we again differentiate that, that will be xn dot. Okay, so what we can write now, that here x2 equal to what we can write, x1 equal to y dot equal to x2. So x1 equal to what we can, x2 equal to what we can write, nothing but x1 dot, right? So x2 equal to, we can write as x1 dot, right? Because y dot equal to x1 and y equal to y dot equal to x2, y equal to x1, so y dot equal to x1 dot. So what you can write, x2 equal to x1 dot, then x3 equal to x2 dot. Okay, like that way. Then xn equal to what you can write, xn minus 1 dot. Okay, so what we can say, and yn dot equal to x1 xn dot. So this one will be xn dot equal to all those terms we can take to right hand side. So x1 dot equal to what we can write, minus a1 x1 y equal to x1. Okay, then that will be x2 like that way up to xn. Okay, and plus here we have u. Okay, so we got n number of differential equation, xn to xn dot first order differential equation from a nth order differential equation. Okay, this is the conversion. Then we can from the state space state equation, that is x dot, this is one equation. Okay, this is the factor x, and we can form a matrix multiply with state variable x1 to xn plus u into that matrix. Okay, so what we have here, x equal to the state variable, a equal to that system matrix. Okay, b equal to that input matrix. Okay, so y equal to x1, y equal to cx. Okay, now here what is the equation, y equal to c1, it's x1 only this. Okay, so from that we can write y equal to cx. Okay, c value we can take 1 for x1, other values are 0. Okay, so from nth order differential equation we can find n number of first order differential equations. Then we can find out the state space model very easily. Now let us take one example and find out how to draw the block diagram. Now here what you have to see, what you have to do is c is your lowest variable. Then we have c dot, c double dot, c triple dot. That means it is a third order differential equation. Order is 3. Okay. Then we must have three variable. Okay. State variable x1, x2, x3. Now this c we can consider as x1, then c dot we can consider as x2, c double dot x3. Okay. Now we have only three variable. So here c triple dot will be equal to what? C dot, right? So c triple dot, that is equal to x3 dot. Okay. What you can write here, x3 dot. This one is now x3 dot equal to minus, you can take that term to right hand side, so minus 24x1 minus 26x2 minus c x3 plus 24r. This is one equation, and here c equal to x1, c dot equal to x2, so x1 dot equal to what? X2. X1 dot equal to x2, this is your another equation. C dot equal to x2, c double dot equal to x3, so x2 dot equal to c double dot, that is x3. So we got three first order equation from this third order differential equation, three first order equation. Now another equation we know, y equal to c. Okay, and c equal to x1, y equal to x1. So we can form its matrix form, x1 and x2, x3 dot. Here x1 is 0, x3 is 0. Okay, x2 equal to 1 and u equal to 0. Okay, then 1 x1 x2 0 0, x3 equal to 1 with respect to x2. Okay, x3 equal to 1, then minus 24 minus 26 minus 9. Okay, and here it is 0, x2 dot u equal to 0, and here u equal to 24r. Okay, so this is the state space model. From y equation what we can write, x1, so x1 is 1, x2 x3 0. Here we have x1 x2 x3 vector, state variable vector. So we got these two state space model. Okay, now we can form this block diagram. This is very easy. We have three variable. Okay, so we have to use, as we have three state variable, our order is third, so we must have three 1 by s block, or three integrator we must have. So we are using three integrator block. Okay, from here we are getting the output y. Now y equal to what we have assumed, that is nothing but y or c. Okay, both are same. Okay, let us assume that. So y equal to what? Nothing but x1. Okay, so y equal to x1. So before that, what is the value? That should be your x1 dot. that is your x2. Now before that integrator block, there should be x2 dot, that is equal to x3. Before that we have x3 dot. Now what we can see, x1 equal to x2 directly connected, okay, x2 equal to x3 directly connected, okay, x3 dot equal to minus 9, here we have this minus term, so minus 9 x3, 26 x2 minus 24 x1 and 24 into r. So from this equation, these two model, state space model, we can form this particular block diagram. This is the example. Now we can have another example how to find out this from a nth order equation to n number of first order equation. So here again we have third order system, okay, so we must have third three variable state space variable x1 x2 x3, y you have to y dy dt d2y d3y dt3. So y you can consider as y as your x1, okay, then this is your y dot, so y dot you can consider as x2, okay, y double dot, okay, you can consider as x3, then this term becomes x3 dot, right, this term becomes x3 dot, okay, as simple as that, okay. So x3 dot equal to what, we can take that to right hand side and we can divide by 2, these two terms is there, so that will be 4 x1, this is your y dot equal to x2 minus 3 x2 minus 2 x3, here 5 ut, this is the equation, and x1 equal to y, so y dot equal to x1 dot equal to x2, x1 dot equal to x2, x2 dot, okay, equal to x3, okay, x2 dot equal to y double dot, that is equal to x3. So from that we can form this particular matrix form, okay, these three, then x1 0, x2 1, x3 0, x1 x2 0 0, x3 1, minus 4 minus 3 minus 2, and here it is 0 0 then 5, and y equal to nothing but x1, so it is x1, other side 0, and we don't have any u term here. This is the simple example. Now let us analyze, if we have this state space model equation, okay, then what type of response we can analyze. First thing is we can analyze zero input response, okay, that means x dot, the derivative dx dt can be expressed in Laplace transform, okay, of derivative is s into xs minus x0, this is the initial value, okay, and this converts into algebraic equation, differential convert into algebraic but with the initial value. Now zero input response, okay, that means we have input equal to 0, okay, but initial condition is not equal to 0. So this is example of a non-linear system, we don't have initial condition is not equal to 0. So x dot we can put it here, okay, take Laplace transform, ax us becomes 0 because ut equal to 0, okay. So what we can write, we can take this to left hand side, xs can be common, si minus a, I equal to identity matrix, identity matrix means diagonal values are 1, okay, and other values are basically 0, okay, that is the identity matrix, because a is a matrix, so s into this particular identity matrix minus a, okay, equal to x0, okay, x0 you can take to right hand side, so xs equal to what we can write, si minus a inverse into x0. Now this term that we can consider as phi s, this si minus a inverse, this is the main point, this phi s, this is known as state transition matrix, si minus a inverse, so you have to perform matrix inverse, that is the difficulties we can have. If it is more than, matrix size is more than or equal to 4 cross 4, it will be difficult to find out matrix inverse, okay. Now from second equation, input is 0, so y is equal to cxs, xs value we know that we can put, so y is equal to c phi s into x0, so we can find out output very easily, okay. If we don't have any input, okay, if you know what are the x value, what are the state variable initial value. Okay, then we can find out the output response very easily. Okay, it is zero input response. Now say zero state response. Okay, that means in no initial condition, there is no initial condition, but ut not equal to 0, we have some input, state 0, that means this is the linear system. Okay, zero initial condition, so this x0 becomes 0. So what we can have, sxs equal to axs plus bus. Okay, that factor we can take to right left hand side, si minus axs equal to bus, xs equal to si minus 1 inverse into bus. That term we can consider as phi s, which is state transition matrix. From that we can find out ys equal to what, cxs plus dus, initial condition 0, xs value we can put it here. Okay, then we can find out output response. Okay, if you know initial condition, there is no initial condition, if we know input only and the state variable, we can find out output response using this particular formula. Okay, now say forced response. Forced response means your initial condition not equal to 0 and input is also not equal to 0. That means we have x0 term and ut term. So sxs minus x0 equal to, we have axs plus bus taking Laplace inverse. Okay, so we can take this factor to right hand side, ax to left hand side, xs as common factor, so it will be si minus a inverse x0 plus si minus inverse bus. So si minus inverse we can take the phi s, we can multiply that. Now we can have ys equal to cxs plus dus. Xs value we know, that we can put it here and we can find out the output response. So for 0 input we can find out output response, for 0 state response we can find out output response, for force response we can find output response. For every possible combination we can find out the output response very easily using this state space model. Okay, now we can find out transfer function of the system if of a linear time invariant system from the state space model. Transfer function means your initial condition equal to 0. Okay, and we have in ut value in input not equal to 0. So this is 0 means sxx axs plus bus. Xs can take common factor si minus a, xs equal to si minus a inverse bus. Xs we got. Okay, then ys equal to cxs plus dus. Initial condition is 0, xs value we can put. Now we can take us as common factor, so what we have, ys equal to c phi s b plus d into us. Now transfer function equal to what, output by input, y is output, u is input, so ys by us equal to c phi s into b plus d. So this is the formula to find out transfer function of a system if we know the dynamic equations of a system, and to see that system is nothing but a linear system. Okay, now let us find out that how we can, if you know transfer function, we can draw its block diagram and we can find out the state space equation. Now one transfer function can be written in these three form. This is the normal form, this is cascade form, and this is mm, parallel form. Okay, so we can find out very easily. Now let us take this particular example. Now forget about these two. Okay, so what we can have, this is the transfer function. Okay, this is of second order, so we must have two variable x1 x2. Okay, so we can multiply this one, okay, equal to rs. Now we can assume ys equal to x1. Okay, y equal to x1, then y dot equal to x2. Okay, and x square ys term, that means double dot, which is equal to x2 dot. Okay, which is equal to x2 dot. So what we can write now, x1 dot equal to what, y equal to x1, so x1 dot, that is equal to y dot, that is equal to x2. Okay, so x dot x1 dot equal to x2, our terms are x1 0, and here x2 dot equal to minus 3x2 minus 2 x1 minus 2x1 minus 3x2 plus 1r. Okay, and y equal to x1. So we have y equal to 1 into x1, x2 and r is 0. So we can write its equivalent in matrix form: x1 x2 dot x1 dot x2 dot 0 1 minus 2 minus 3 x1 x2 0 1 r. So this is x dot equal to a x plus bu, and y 1 0 x1 x2 plus 0 into r, y equal to c, and this is your d. Okay, a b. Now we can draw the block diagram very easily. Y equal to x1. Okay, there is two integrator because two order, second order system. X1, then it is x1 dot, x1 dot equal to x2. Okay, direct connected, and before integrator it should be x2 dot, x2 dot equal to what, 3. Here we have minus 3x2. Okay, and minus 2 x1 with minus plus 1r. Okay, and y equal to x1. So this is the block diagram. This is called direct decomposition method or companion form. So from the transfer function directly we can find out the block diagram and its state space model. Okay, now instead of taking this one as x1 variable y equal to x1, we can assume x1 y equal to x2, then it is x1. Okay, y equal to x2. Okay, then x2 dot equal to x1, then we can find out its equation. Okay, if we do that applying same formula, okay, we will get these two equation, and this is the y equal to x2 then. Okay, and x2 dot, so here it is x1 dot. Okay, x1 dot equal to, this will be the block diagram, and what we can see, this is your A matrix, B matrix and C matrix, and this is your D matrix. Now see, if we change the if you change this variable x1 x2, now it is x2 x1. Okay, so what will happen, your matrix changes. Okay, matrix changes, and what we can observe, that whatever the previous matrix, that is 0 1 minus 2 minus 3, 0 1 minus 2 minus 3. Okay, if we interchange the variable, okay, then your matrix become 180-degree rotated version. Okay, 180-degree rotated version. This is the point. Now they can ask you this kind of question. Okay, that means they can give you one matrix, one transfer function. Answer should be one of the matrix. Okay, but whatever the variable you have assumed, it may happen that the answer is written with opposite variable. Okay, so that time the matrix, whatever matrix you got, it should be 180-degree rotated version. 180 means it will go 90-degree, again 90-degree. So minus 3 minus 2 1 0. See, this is the matrix. 0 1 180-degree rotated 1 0. It is 1 0 180-degree rotated 0 1. Okay, so this is the technique. Now we can have this series form. What will happen here, two blocks connected in series. Okay, two blocks connected in series, 1 by s plus 1 block, 1 by s plus 2 block. Okay, if we have 1 by s plus 1 block, that variable, we have one variable, so x2, if you assume, then x2 x2 dot, that will be equal to what, minus x2 plus input. Okay, because input is connected to the first block. Okay, and this output x2 is connected to, this output x2 is connected to input of the second block. Okay, and x1 dot, we can see this will be minus 2 x1 plus x2. Okay, so this is connected in series. Then we can find out the equation, x1 dot equal to what, minus 2 x1 plus x2 plus 0r. Okay, and x1 dot equal to what, x2 dot equal to what, 0 x1, x1 is not connected, x2 is connected, minus x2 plus 1r. From that we can find this, write this in matrix form, and y equal to x1 only, other two terms are 0. Okay, and we can find its matrix form. Now this, if we find out, if you convert transfer function into series form, and if you draw the block diagram and form write the space model, that is called Coulombic form. Okay, that means connected in cascade or in series. Okay, so this factor we can take 1 by s plus 1, this factor you can take 1 plus s plus 2. Its output is x2, so you have to assume this variable as y, then you have to calculate all those things that you did in previous case. Now we can interchange that. X1 is here, now I can take x2 here, x1 here. Okay, then you can find that this matrix is the 180-degree version of this matrix. This will be minus 1 0 1 minus 2, minus 1 0 1 minus 2. Instead of 0 1 it should be 1 0, instead of 1 0 it should be 0 1. Okay, this is the difference, that is cascade connection, or it also it is called Goulemin's form. Okay, now we can convert that series form into a parallel form or parallel connection, that is called Foster form. Okay, parallel, how we can find out? Using partial fraction expansion method, we can find out the parallel form very easily. Okay, so what will happen, this one will be this one algebraically added. So what we have, summer, this is 1 by s plus 1 term added with 1 by s plus 2. Okay, so this is your one block, this is your another block. Okay, here what will happen, input will be connected to all both the block. Okay, if you write in parallel form, okay, that means what, input is connected to both and it is output also connected by both the block. Okay, this is the form, and we have to find out separately, we have to find out the block diagram assuming variable, state variable and integrator. This is order 2, so we have two integrator. Okay, from that we can find out the model equation. X1 dot equal to minus 1 x1, x2 is not connected, input is connected. X2 dot equal to input is connected, x2 is minus 2, x1 is 0. Okay, and output equal to what, x1 minus x2. Okay, plus input is not connected, so 0 r. So we can get the two equations in matrix form. Okay, now if we change the variable x1 to x2 and x2 to x1, this matrices becomes 180-degree rotated version. So it will be minus 2 0 0 minus 1, minus 2 0 0 minus 1, 1 1 becomes 1 1, 1 minus 1 become minus 1 1, and it is 0. Okay, so we can change variable and we can find out. So this is the parallel connection, or known as Foster form. Okay, now we can solve one problem of that. Okay, in Foster form, that means in parallel form, that means whatever the transfer function, using partial fraction expansion method, we have to find out its value of ABC. Okay, and what is the form. So this is your first form, so 1 by s plus 1, this is your term 1 by s plus 1 multiplied with 2.5. Then the second term, which is 1 by s plus 2 multiplied with 8, then 1 plus s plus 3 term multiplied by 6.5. Okay, and these three connected, 8, here we have minus sign, it is connected to all, so we have three blocks, so first, second, third. Okay, and these are connected together, we are getting output, that is the parallel connection. So from that we can find out these three equation. Okay, x1 dot, x2 dot, x3 dot. Okay, x1 dot depends on x1 and u, x2 dot depends on u and x2, x3 dot depends on u and x3. Okay, and y depends on x1 x2 x3, there is one minus sign, so we can find out A matrix, B matrix, C and D matrix. Okay, this is the easiest way to solve. Okay. Now, however, getting this particular term, that we can see that y equal to, okay, mm, y by r equal to 1 divided by s plus 1. So sy, okay, equal to r minus y. If y equal to x1, then here it is x1 dot x1 equal to minus x1 plus r. This is the form x1 dot equal to minus x1, okay, plus r input. Like that we can find out all the block. Okay, you can interchange this variable, your matrix will change 180-degree rotated version. Now if we have here we have only single pole, okay, at is equal to 1 minus 2 minus 3. Now if we have multiple pole, what will happen? We cannot apply this Foster form. We have to apply then a form that is called Jordan's canonical form. That means same thing we have to do. That means we have to find out, but it is called Jordan's canonical form. What is the difference? Let me tell you. We have to find out its partial fraction expansion method. We have to apply that a by square term plus b by this, c by this. So we can write this equation like this. Okay, a into this, b into this. Okay, that will be equal to 1 because here we have 1. So we can find out the power of equating power of a square s and constant term. We can find out value of abc. Okay, so this is the expression that we got. Okay, now how to plot that? That is, we have to simulate first term by series integrators. Okay, first term means that square term we have to find, we have to draw that using series integrator, while the non-repeated term by parallel integrator. That means this first term is nothing but combination of these two. Okay, these two, and this non-repeated term, okay, comes in parallel with that block. Okay, that is the difference. Now we can find this is minus 1 1 by s plus 2 whole square. Okay, so here it is the term 1 by s plus 2. Okay, minus 1 it will be added here, minus 1, then square term we require, so we have another term, okay, with again minus 1. Okay, so this is 1 by s plus 2. Okay, from that we are getting minus 1 term. This is minus 1 by s plus 2. Okay, and that multiply with another 1 by s plus 2, and between negative sign multiply that comes here to add. Okay, and we have this 1 by s plus 1 term, that is addition, getting the output. From that we can find out this is your x1, this is the x2, this is the x3, free integrator, because ultimately we have third order system. From that we can get this three equation, output equation, and we can find out a b c d matrix very easily from this equation. Okay, so for that already we have solved some problems, and this is the transfer function to block diagram. We have 24 term here, so we have to find out this one is nothing but 1 by that factor. Okay, 24 is multiplied here. We can multiply here or we can multiply here. Okay, any one we can do, either here then y. So 1 by that into 24, or you can multiply 24 here. Okay, this is how we have third order. So third order 3 integrator x1, this is x1 dot, that is equal to x2, x2 dot, that is equal to x3, this is x3 dot, x3 dot equal to what? We have this 24 x1, 26 x2, 9 x3. Okay, from that equation you can find out that already we did. Okay, from that we can find out the equation, and we can form this matrix form. If we vary this variable, okay, then this matrix will be 180-degree rotated version. That's all. Now if we have a zero term here in transfer function, what will happen? Okay, so first thing is we have to perform 1 by that factor. Okay, so that is the factor. Okay, this is the factor 1 by that term. Okay, that we did. that multiplied with 2. Okay, so 1 by, at numerator we have this factor, so 2 by this factor. Okay, so whatever the 1 by s into 1 by x term, this is the x, 1 by x into 2. Okay, that is added. Now we have to 7s. So if this is your y, okay, say y, this factor is your s into y, then after integrator it will be y, right? Integrator means 1 by s. So we are getting sy factor here, so 7s factor come here, this is the s factor sy, so multiplied by 7, that will be added. If this is sy, this factor here should be s square y, because here it is integrator, so it become sy. So this is multiplied with s square y, this is multiplied by 1, so this is the output. Okay, now we can form this particular, we know this is x1 x2 x1 dot x2 dot, this is your x3 dot. From that you can find out all those equation. Okay, very easily. And output equation is 2x1 7x2 1x3. Input is not connected, x3 input connected, x3 x2 x1, x1 dot equal to x2, x2 dot equal to x3. So we can see that and we can find out. Okay, it's mathematical model or in matrix form. We can now interchange this variable. Okay, x1 to x3, x3 dot here x2, that is x2, so x2 dot x3, so this is your x1, so it is x1 dot. Then we can see that that becomes 180 degree rotated version. Okay, that is the point we are getting here. Okay, see here 180 degree means this will come here, then it will go here, -9 -26 -24. Okay, then 100. Okay, then 010. Here it will be 100, then here it will be 127 172. Okay, 172, that is 0. 180 degree rotated version, that is the point. Now we can state space equation we can draw, find out from the multi input system. This is an example of multi input system. Okay, we have two inputs, these are the variable. Okay, these are the factor, derivative factor. Okay, so x1 dot equal to what, minus alpha x1 minus beta x2 1 ut. Okay, x2 dot equal to what, beta x1 minus gamma x2 1 ut. Okay, here we have another state variable x3. Okay, because this is your x3, this is your x3 dot, as we have total 3 integrator. Okay, and from here we can get the output. Okay, with gain factor 1. So x3 is alpha x1 plus beta gamma x2, there is no u, so plus 0. Okay, so we got these three equations, from that we can find out that factor. Okay, so y equal to what, now we have, this is the three equation, from that we can find out. Here we have two input, so we have to write as a two input. Okay, fine. Now output y equal to what, only x3. Okay, so x1 x2 x3 only x3, and due to input is not connected, so it will be 0 0. That's all. Okay, now let us see how to find out from state space to transfer function. Okay, we have two state space equation. Transfer function means initial condition should be equal to 0. Okay, and we have input not equal to 0, so we can put x dot t equal to s xx axs plus bus. So we can take that to left hand side, take xs as a common factor, si minus a, xs equal to si minus a inverse bus. That we can consider as phi s, which is known as state transition matrix. So in the xs value we can put in ys equation, we can find out transfer function equal to c phi s b plus d. Phi s equal to si minus a inverse. So what we can have, phi s si minus inverse. Si minus inverse we have to perform, that is adjoint of the matrix. Okay, adjoint of si minus a matrix divided by determinant of that. Okay, now what will happen if this determinant of Si minus A, that is the denominator of the transfer function. Okay, so from that we can find out the construct the characteristic equation equal to 0, and from that we can find out what is the location of pole and its stability we can calculate or we can find out. Okay, now how to solve that? This is the determinant of matrix formula that we know. I am not going into that. Cofactor means we have to find out adjoint of matrix. Adjoint of matrix means transpose of cofactor matrix. So we have to find out cofactor. So cofactor of A11. Okay, cofactor, if you want to find out cofactor of this A11 position, that will be of A11 in, that will be of first row and second, we have to cancel with a positive sign. 1 1 become positive. We have to find out determinant of these two value. Okay, these two multiply minus these two multiplication. Okay, then we can find out that cofactor. 1 2, if you want to find out, then we have to discard this second first row and second column. 2 1 means minus, so with a negative sign. 3 means negative. Then we have to find out using these four variable we can find out the determinant. This is the way you have to find out cofactor. Let us solve one problem. Okay, let us solve one problem. Say A, B and C and D matrices are given. We have to find out its transfer function. So Si minus A you have to find out. Si, I means all diagonal 1, you have to multiply with S. So this is the Si value minus A. So S minus 0, S, 0 minus 1 minus 1, 0 minus 0 0, 0 0. So S minus 0 S, 0 minus 1 minus 1, this is 8, 0 minus minus 14, and S minus 7 plus 7. Okay, this is the Si minus A. Now you have to find out this matrix inverse. So you have to find out its cofactor. Cofactor means S into S square plus 7S plus 14. Okay, then second cofactor, this one will be what? We have to forget about this first row and second with a negative sign, because minus 1 whole to the power 3, negative sign. 0 minus minus 8 plus 8, so minus 8 we are getting. Then this is 1 and 3, so with positive sign. 0 minus 8 is, so minus 8 is. Then second row first column, a second row first column. Okay, then it will be minus 2 1. So 2 1 means negative sign. Okay, so minus will become plus. Then second. Okay, then 2 2 4, so positive sign. So S square plus 7S, S into S plus 7. Okay, then 2 3, that means negative number, I mean odd number, so negative. So 2 3, so 0 minus 8S. Okay, these two cancel out, so that will be minus 14S plus 8. Okay, then third 3 1, so negative value, so this will be plus 1. Okay, 3 1 4, so positive value, so plus 1. 3 2 negative. Okay, so it will be minus S, that will become plus S. Now this two factor, so S squared term. 3 3 means even number, so positive. Okay, so this is the cofactor. So now you have to take adjoint of that. That means transpose of cofactor. So this row become column. Okay, this row becomes second column, this row become third column. Okay, now we have to find out determinant of Si minus A. Okay, so we can find out determinant of Si minus A. Okay, S into this factor minus 1 into a minus 8, then 0, so that will be 0. Okay, so we got this factor. This is the characteristic equation. Equal to 0 is the characteristic equation. Now we have to do adjoint of Si minus A. You have to multiply with B. Okay, then we got this value. B value is 0 0 1. Okay, so here you can put 0 0 1. So we can find out 0 plus 0 plus 1, again 0 plus 0 plus S, 0 plus 0 plus S square, 1 by S square. that you have to multiply with C. C matrix is 1550. So here we have 1550. So if you add, this is 15 plus 5s plus 0. So that will be 15 plus 5s. So what we can see, this is the transfer function. Adjoint of Si minus A into B into C divided by determinant of that. Okay, so this is the transfer function of this particular system whose state model shows this ABCD matrix value. So this is example 1. We can solve what we can see here, D equal to 0. If D equal to 0, what we can see, that the system will be proper system. System will be a proper system. Proper system means the denominator pole number of poles should be greater than number of 0. For if D equal to 0, that we can find out. For this example, D equal to 5. Okay, if you solve same way, Si minus A, then cofactor of that, okay, then taking adjoint of that, determinant value, then C into that factor, then B into C adjoint of that Si minus A. So what you get, this is the term divided by this is the term. What we can see here, that it become a biproper system. Biproper system. If D not equal to 0, D greater than 0, we will get a biproper system, means number of pole equal to number of 0. So this is the another important point that you have to remember. Okay, say for a simple example, using it, this is the third example, we have these equations or in matrix form A, B, C matrix. So Si minus A you can find out, matrix inverse you can find out, then you can multiply with C and P. Okay, then you will get the transfer function. Okay, here you can see D equal to 0, so it should be a proper system, means number of pole greater than number of zeros. Okay, so this is the third example. Now another point that you can, I have already told you that SI inverse, SI determinant, the determinant of SI matrix, SI minus A, SI minus A matrix, if you find out from any state space model Si minus A, find out this determinant. Okay, that is the characteristic equation, okay, of the transfer function. That is the characteristic equation of the transfer function. From that we can find out the value of pole, and we can find out whether the system is stable, unstable, or marginally stable. Okay, so the main point is determinant of Si minus A is the denominator of transfer function, which forms the characteristic equation ds equal to 0. From that we can find out the location of pole of the system. From that we can find out whether the system is stable, marginally stable, or unstable very easily. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, so I think this video is getting too long, so let me stop it here. I will discuss this example, that is transfer function to signal flow graph and state space model. That means if we know the transfer function, we can find out its uh, signal flow graph, and from that we can find out its state space model. Okay, I have taken two example of that I will discuss in next lecture. Okay, so let me stop it here. Up to this, uh, how we can get the transfer function from a state space model, and if we know the transfer function, we can find out its stability of a linear system. But if the question they ask that we have to find out whether the system is stable or not, that means we have to find out the transfer function, but no required to find out the transfer function as a whole, because your aim is to find out stability from the state space model. We only require to find out Si minus A matrix, Si minus A determinant of that matrix. We have to form Si minus A matrix, and we have to find out determinant, that is the characteristic equation. If you put that equal to 0, from that you can find out location of pole, and you can predict the system stability. Okay, you don't have to write the, find out the total transfer function. You can save some time. Okay, so let me stop here. I will continue in the next lecture. So thank you so much.